Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the brand Saie. Saie is a clean beauty brand that is sold at Sephora. They make more natural looking makeup, so they can kind of give you that like no makeup look. I don't think that the brand does any eyeshadows or anything. It's very natural, very dewy. I have 6 products from the brand that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today and talking about and reviewing. I picked up all of these products when Sephora was doing their VIB sale back in November, so I've had quite a few months to really try out these products and use them and form my opinion on them. On my skin, I just have a little bit of face serum, moisturizer, and some SPF. So I'm going to go straight in now with the Saie Slip Tint. This has an SPF of 35. It is advertised as their tinted moisturizer, and I'm wearing the shade 4. Because this tinted moisturizer is super duper dewy, I do prefer to use a brush with it. I think that the shade 4 is a pretty decent shade match for me. The shade definitely leans a bit more neutral, which I do prefer a lot of the time with face products because sometimes face products can lean like a little bit too warm or too cool, so a good neutral is a really nice middle ground for me. I really love the coverage of this tinted moisturizer. I think that the coverage and finish of it work really well because the dewiness also, in my opinion, kind of acts a little bit blurring with this product, which I think sometimes, you know, if something's dewy, you don't really think of it being also blurring, but for some reason, this product does just have a like kind of dewy blurring effect to it. And then the coverage, I sometimes think that it gives me a little bit more coverage than a standard tinted moisturizer, but still looks super duper skin-like and very natural. Like, you can definitely still see blemishes and imperfections underneath of the product, but it seriously gives like a my skin but better look. Curious to see what it does for this monster that I have on my forehead. Last week I had my period and it is pretty standard for me to get like a pimple or 2. I ended up getting 3 this time around. So one right here, I have one right there, and then there was one on my chin, and I couldn't leave them alone. I'm just adding a little bit more of the Saie product, and I'm kind of focusing that like on the center of my face. Yeah, I just think that the coverage and like finish of this product is so gorgeous. So this is my skin with maybe about a pump and a half of the Saie tinted moisturizer. I think that this looks lovely, gorgeous, perfect. It is pretty dewy, but I feel like it doesn't really get that much more dewy throughout the day. I'm using my Kosas Revealer Concealer. I have really early mornings and long days because of my job, and I am just completely blown away by how just like easy it is to throw it on in the morning and then how long it lasts on the skin without like creasing. It just looks so good all day. The Saie brand does have a brow product. I don't have it because I just have a hard time justifying adding new brow products into my collection when I have so many that I enjoy and that I need to use up. So maybe one day I'll go ahead and try that, but I don't have a brow product from them. I'm just using my NYX brow glue right now. So the product I was probably most excited about trying from the Saie brand is their bronzer. This is the Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer, and I picked out mine in the shade Medium Bronze. I'm going to dip my trusty e.l.f. Airbrush Precision Brush directly into the product. I really love the color of this bronzer. I love how blendable it is. I think it's a really beautiful natural bronzer, and I think that if you've had your eye on it for a little while, I would definitely recommend you go ahead and pick it up. I think that a lot of people would enjoy this bronzer. I love how large it is. I do think, however, it is a very creamy, very dewy bronzer, and I don't always love the combination of the Saie skin tint with the Saie bronzer because of how dewy the two are. I think sometimes it is a little bit too much. I end up looking pretty oily, pretty greasy. I don't really use that word too often to describe my skin, but yeah, sometimes it really is just a little bit too much dew, too much cream on my skin. I love this bronzer with other skin products though, and even other tinted moisturizers that might not be as dewy as the Saie tinted moisturizer. So that is just something to keep in mind, just in my opinion. I kind of think that the two of them combined is a little bit too dewy sometimes, but again, I think that the Saie bronzer works super duper well with other face products that I have in my collection, so I do end up using it a ton anyway. So yeah, that applied gorgeous. That is what the medium bronzer looks like on my skin. I think it's a great shade for me and my complexion. It's like not too warm but not too cool. It's just a perfect bronzing shade. I think it adds a really nice amount of warmth to the skin. I love how blendable it is. Moving on to blush now, I have the Saie Beauty Dew Blush in the shade Rosy. I was pleasantly surprised when I saw that this was a doe foot applicator. I don't really love blushes that are in pumps, and I was kind of assuming that this was going to be a pump when I first purchased it. I don't know why. But I do apply a pretty generous amount of this blush whenever I use it, because unfortunately I find that this blush fades really quickly. I don't think that this is a long wearing blush at all on me. I'm not really sure of other people's opinions, but yeah, the blush ends up fading a lot. I feel like you'll even be able to see it fading throughout the video. You'll notice it's just not as bright as it is right now. It does blend out really beautifully. It looks really nice and dewy and like fresh and natural on the skin. It's not really like the blush shears out too much, because I think that the pigment of the blush as is right now is very beautiful, but yeah, it just fades so much. And it's not like it really fades in a patchy way. It never really looks necessarily bad at the end of the day, but the blush is like not quite there anymore. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. If you tried this blush and you have tips on how to get it to last longer, definitely leave those tips down below. I find that the like consistency and blendability of it does remind me a bit of the Rare Beauty blushes, just because it is a liquid. It's got that applicator, but the Rare Beauty blushes are just so much better in terms of longevity compared to the Saie Dew Blush. So that is totally something to keep in mind. If you're looking for a liquid blush to add to your collection, definitely go ahead and choose the Rare Beauty blush and skip out on the Saie blush, just because of longevity. And blush is something that you really don't want to fade. You want your blush to continue to be there throughout the day. But I do have a highlighter from Saie. This is their Glowy Super Gel in the shade Starglow. This product is gorgeous. I really enjoy it. I think that it works really great underneath makeup as well. Even if you want to skip makeup and just apply this to your skin for like a really nice, natural, healthy looking glow, that's gorgeous too. I'm applying it directly to the high points with my ring finger. I'm also taking a bit on my brow bone. It's just one of those highlighters that really is only glow. I think it just makes for a really natural, very easy highlight, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. I think that these products, like all together, yeah, they're very dewy, and sometimes I don't really know how like well they really work all together because of how dewy they are. And especially if you are oily, I think that, you know, doing a full face of Saie and owning all of their products and using them all at once might be a little bit overboard. However, each of these products individually are gorgeous. The blush is a gorgeous blush product, but it just doesn't have like the longevity that I would want from it. But obviously, as it is right now, it's stunning. But yeah, I think all of these products individually are so nice. I think when paired with maybe other natural finish or mattifying finished makeup products, I think that they work super duper well together. But yeah, sometimes I do find that all of them together is just a little bit too dewy for me, but that is what my skin is looking like now with the highlighter, and it just adds like a gorgeous natural glow. Not that we really needed any more glow, but yeah, that is just what the highlighter looks like with everything else. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes to prep them for my mascara. The Saie brand has this little kit that comes with the highlighter their lip balm and then the mascara. I think maybe for like $20 or $25, but that was a good way to try out some more of their products. So I scooped that up and I've been loving the mascara. The mascara is a very lengthening mascara. It's also so long wearing. Like I said earlier, for my job, I have really early mornings and long days. So whenever I wear this mascara, I know that my lashes are going to look curled and like long all day, no smudging, like literally no smudging at all, which sometimes can be pretty unheard of, especially for my long days. And the fact that like my lashes so easily touch this very small section of my under eye right over here, and usually there is sometimes a bit of smudging, but this one absolutely no smudging and absolutely no flaking either. The mascara is also very, very comfortable. It's a really nice natural looking mascara. I think that if that's something that you're looking for in your mascara, totally check this one out. But I do like that it's also super comfortable. I have pretty sensitive eyes when it comes to mascara. It's pretty easy for my eyes to end up getting pretty irritated. Either as soon as I put a mascara on or throughout the day, my eyes will get kind of like itchy, irritated, sometimes maybe like a little dry. I never ever have that problem with this mascara. It kind of reminds me of the Glossier Lash Slick, but I remember that formula being pretty dry, and I don't think that about this mascara at all. It's like pretty nourishing, lengthening, really long wearing. It kind of checks like all of the boxes. It maybe isn't as like volumizing, but because the brand itself is very natural, I don't really think that they would come out with like a falsies looking mascara, you know? I don't know, I feel like a lot of people would really enjoy this. It just adds a really nice amount of length. It's very natural looking. So this is definitely a big fave of mine from the brand. I'm going to do my brows really quick. I'm going to finish them up just using my NYX brow pen in the shade Espresso. Brows are done. My face is looking a bit more complete now. Unfortunately, the last product that I have to talk about from saie, I don't really like at all, and that is their lip balm. This is their liquid lip balm. I'm not sure if they have other colors of this. This is just the one that came in that kit that I was talking about earlier with the highlighter and the mascara. But this is like it doesn't dry out my lips, but it's like the most drying lip balm, or like just dry lip balm, that I've ever used in my whole life. It's not the greatest consistency. It doesn't do anything to hydrate my lips at all. And yeah, it just kind of is giving nothing and doing nothing, and I don't love it. I am going to line my lips with some lip liner just to, you know, prep them a little. This is the LA Girl lip liner in Sugar and Spice. I kind of don't like how my brows came out. I might redo them. It's pretty thick. It's in like a little squeezy tube. Ugh. I feel like if your lips are not like perfectly smooth, it even just like accentuates everything. This product is not good at all. I don't recommend it. The saie brand does have lip glosses, which again, I just have so many lip glosses, I couldn't justify picking one up, especially if I already had a lip product from the brand that I could review. I just went ahead and skipped out on the lip gloss, but the lip balm is really just not doing anything for me that I like. Considering all of the other products are so dewy, so hydrating, and they couldn't do a hydrating lip balm, I don't know. My lips honestly look gross after applying that. Yeah. Here's the skin up close though, so you guys can see it. I don't really love my brows right now. I think I'm going to honestly redo them. But the skin looks really, really good. I feel like though you can already tell that the blush does not look nearly as intense as it did when I first applied it, which it's only going to get lighter from here on out. So yeah, I don't really recommend the blush. There are definitely better liquid blushes out there. I'm just dusting my face with a light layer of some of my Untitled setting powder. It is the only setting powder that I brought to my parents' house. I still have my whole collection at my like old house. I think I'm gonna literally move back in next week. Justin and I have done a lot of talking. We've hung out a couple of times, and I'm actually today leaving to go spend the weekend with his family in Raleigh. So I think that we're gonna be okay. Like, I probably spoke a little bit too prematurely in my little Valentine's Day makeup tutorial, but I mean, I needed to explain why I was here and not there, and I also didn't really know what my situation was looking like at that point, like what our situation was looking like. I was kind of like getting ready to even move into the bonus room of my parents' house because I thought this was going to be a little bit more permanent. But yeah, just probably going to be here for a few more weeks, and then I'm going to move back in with Justin and our roommate. But we needed this time apart to like reevaluate lots of things. So yeah, feeling good about our future. Thank you so much to everyone who commented on the Valentine's Day makeup video with just like really nice, beautiful words. I have seen them all, I read them all, but yeah, when those were coming in and just like the way that I was feeling, I couldn't like bring myself to reply to them, and I was going through it, as you can imagine. But thank you so much to everyone who reached out, and it really meant a lot seeing so many people that care about me and like my well-being. I am really going to redo my brows. I'm not enjoying how they look. Sometimes with any brow glue, I feel like it's not always foolproof. Like, it doesn't always go the way you want it to. I'm just applying my Kosas Air Brow through my brows. This has been my go-to lately because it just like completely fills in the brows while also keeping them in place all day and looking really natural and pretty. So yeah, this has been my go-to, just wearing completely on its own. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but I do wear it in the shade dark brown. I am going to set my skin. I think I might add just like a little bit more blush because it has muted down so much. And I'm a blush girl. I love my blush, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. I also feel like the dewy combination of the tinted moisturizer and the bronzer has the bronzer fading a little bit faster, but the bronzer is totally fine with other products. The blush fades with any product that I use it with. I am going to set my skin with the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip setting spray. So this is my face completed. I'm just going to give a quick last rundown of all the products. So the Saie Slip Tint Tinted Moisturizer I think is gorgeous all over the skin. I love that it kind of has like a dewy blurring effect to it, so I think that that's really nice. I think that if you were dry, you'd really love this, or like normal. I think that if you do lean more oily or have oily skin, you probably wouldn't love this as much. I like that it has an SPF of 35 in it, and I think for all over, it just gives a really great coverage, finish, and yeah. It's a pretty decent product. I do like it a lot. The Saie bronzer, again, I use in the shade medium bronze. I love this bronzer. I use it a ton. I don't really love using it, again, with the tinted moisturizer, just because the combination of them being so dewy and creamy on the skin, I don't really think it makes for a good combo that's going to last me and that's going to look really great throughout the day. But this bronzer paired with a more mattifying or just even more like a more natural looking finish is definitely a winner. So I do like this bronzer a lot. The combo though of the to the skin tint and the bronzer, I'm not really a huge fan of. The blush I think is beautiful. It blends out really nicely, and I do like how it looks when it's first applied, but I feel like you can already tell that the blush is fading, and this blush is not very long lasting at all. It never looks patchy throughout the day, but I'm not looking for a blush that fades. I would like my blush to look almost as intense as it did when I first apply it, and the Saie blush just really doesn't do that for me, but it is cute. It's a really nice blush. It looks really fresh on the skin, and I really like the color that I have in the shade Rosy. But yeah, it just isn't a very long wearing blush, so I'd say skip it. Really like the highlight. I think that this is a gorgeous liquid highlight. It's pretty much exactly what I look for in a highlight. I want something that's going to be pure glow. It does have a little bit of like reflective shimmer in it that does add to the glow, but it's also very thin, and it's just gorgeous on the skin. I use it a ton. I really enjoy it. I love how lightweight and thin it is, and it does give a really nice glow. The mascara is also a huge favorite of mine. I really love the way that it makes my lashes look. It's very lengthening, very separating. I feel like this mascara just does a perfect job at kind of highlighting the lashes and accentuating them without going overboard and looking pretty unnatural. And again, the wear of this mascara is amazing for me. I never ever deal with flakiness or smudging, and it's also super comfortable all day. And then the last product from Saie, a total bust. I really just do not enjoy this lip balm. I will be like happy to never ever use it again. I've been obviously like using it on and off for the past couple of months that I've had my Saie products, because I wanted to give a detailed review on everything, but this lip balm gives me nothing. It does nothing for me, and yeah, I feel like my lips feel so disgusting. I'm going to take off this product and like exfoliate my lips real good and then put something else on, because this is just not making me happy. It's not bringing me joy. That is going to be it for me today. I hope that you all really enjoyed the Saie beauty brand review, and it helped you kind of narrow down some products that you've wanted to try from the brand. Let me know what your thoughts are on the brand, and if you've tried any of these products and what your opinions are on them. Thank you all so much for watching though. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I will see you next time.